Caroline Campbell is a zoologist. To a leech, though, she's just a walking, talking, all-you-can-eat buffet.
Well, I was in Madagascar doing a lemur research survey. We'd been planning this trip for months, but we'd forgotten one detail, and that was it was rainy season. 85% humidity. I mean, it was pouring with rain nearly every day. And so we had to contend with the leeches.
Every night, Caroline would have the gruesome task of picking feeding vampires off. These little suckers don't like to let go before they're ready, and the anticoagulant in their saliva causes the wounds to bleed for hours. After one hard day in the jungle, Caroline went down to the river for a wash. Feeling hungry, she headed back up to join the others for some food. Caroline leaned forward, and the firelight caught her face. Almost immediately, her friends launched into action. In seconds, Caroline was in a headlock with a pair of pliers headed straight for her eye. She had a leech on her right eyeball, and it was feeding. After a tug of war, her rescuer managed to remove the parasite. Her eye continued to bleed for some time.
It was pretty nasty, but I could just about deal with that. I thought, okay, I've been through my leech on the eyeball, I've been through my leeches on wrists and ankles. I can, just about deal with that. I didn't think it could get any worse. Then it did. There was one time where it was really, really raining quite badly, and I had to do a transect, so that's about a 5-hour walk. And I was just at the end of the loop, so about 2.5 hours from base camp, on my own, and it was absolute pouring rain.
Not long into the walk, Caroline felt a slight throbbing in her nostril. A few minutes later, she used her hand to wipe the water off the end of her nose. Overcome with nausea, she now knew she had a leech up her nose. First, she tried to snort it out, but it was stuck fast. It was feeding and getting bigger. She was going to have to perform self-surgery.
I just stuck it up and tried to prise the thing out. So after a little bit of that and pushing it a little bit further in and then giving up, I then did one more snort. The thing flew out and landed in my palm. I was in a bit of a state when I came back, because of course the blood was still flowing and I still had blood coming out of my nose. When the others saw me back at base camp, they laughed.